are sure happy to be here. Championship Sunday, the second one in a row here in the Sunshine State of Florida. What a great place to kick off the 2025 Progressive Bassmaster Elite Series. Are you guys ready to crown a champion? You guys have been awesome. We had incredible crowds last week up in Palatka, incredible crowds again here this week in Okeechobee, Florida, and we have had two incredible tournaments. A history-making week we have had here this week. The biggest individual bass that has ever been weighed in Bassmaster Elite Series history. Right here on Lake Okeechobee, 11 pounds, 8 ounces was weighed in on day 2 by David Gaston. Let's hear it for him. You'll be able to make lots and lots of noise for him because he is also in our top 10. But the leader in our top 10 weighed in the 5 biggest fish that have ever been weighed in on Lake Okeechobee here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Brandon Palaniuk, 34 pounds, 10 ounces. How about that? An incredible, incredible tournament. We got 10 anglers remaining in our field, and I'm going to lean on you guys to make lots and lots of noise. You guys can do that, right? All right, I'm going to test it right now. If you've been to who's been to a Bassmaster weigh-in before? All right, we're in Okeechobee. Of course you guys have been to Bassmaster weigh-in. Here's how it works. We have 10 anglers remaining. We have our Yeti hot seat. So your goal is to load the Yeti hot seat. No matter where you're sitting, at some point during this weigh-in, it's going to come down to our tournament leader, who's going to be the last one to weigh in. And hopefully somebody in that Yeti hot seat will put them side by side, and we will decide who the winner is right here in front of this incredible crowd in Okeechobee, Florida. But when I spin this towel, I need you to get real, real loud. On the count of 3, we got cameras all around here filming for FS1. On the count of 3, I need you to go absolutely insane. 1, 2, 3. Sego, I mean, you've done this for a long. What do you think? Okay? More. He says I'm sorry, it's not me. It's all up to Sego right here. On the count of 3, we were last week in Palatka, Florida. They were very, very loud. You're not going to let them make more noise than you guys, are you? All right, on the count of 3, I need everybody, and I mean everybody. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's keep that noise going for our tournament director. Get loud for LT, Lisa Talmadge. Lisa, what a week, what a couple of weeks to kick off the 2025 Progressive Bassmaster Elite Series. And I love when we kick it off in Florida.
I'm just blown away. Thank you guys so much for coming out to support us. We so much appreciate you. Thank you. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. I also want to thank you guys, whoever was in charge of the weather this week. It's been the best weather, so we are super excited about that. But I know you guys want to see who the winner is here, but I do have to thank a lot of people because we couldn't do this without our great host, Okeechobee County. I worked with Denise and Angela, super people. So a big round of applause for Okeechobee County. Let's give Dave a round of applause. He's always bringing it.
That was awkward, but thank you.
No, and also a big thank you to all the staff. They work so hard. I mean, it's been 2 weeks. I'm sure a lot of them ready to get home to their families. But a big thank you to them. A big thank you to all the volunteers, our Florida Bass Nation president. Big thank you to him. It's just been a great 2 weeks. So Florida's been wonderful to us, and thank you for the hospitality. You ready to crown a champion?
I'm ready. Are you guys ready? I'll let you get the scales set up. How this is going to work, we've got all our anglers going to be rolling through here in beautiful Toyota Tundras, towing their vehicles. They're going to hold the fish up for you guys. It's Okeechobee, Florida. You guys have been to a few bass tournaments. You guys know how this works. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready? We started with 102 anglers. 50 anglers went out on semifinal Saturday. Only 10 went out today on Championship Sunday. This is the champion Power Equipment Bassmaster Elite at Lake Okeechobee. Are you ready? Let's get ready to web! Our very first angler just happens to be the youngest Elite Series qualifier in history. He is a member of the Bassmaster Century Club. He is the youngest Elite Series champion in history from Illinois. Get loud for Trey McKinney. Almost did a header over the rods that are hanging out at the back of that boat, but we're happy you're up here safe. Had 49 pounds and 3 ounces. 5 fish here today, was in 10th position, nowhere to go but up. And gonna go up 16 pounds, 6 ounces, moves all the way up to second place with 65 pounds and 9 ounces for this young pro. 65 pounds and 9 ounces, not going to take the lead because of the incredible job done by our tournament leader, Brandon Palaniuk. We're going to weigh this for Phoenix Boats Big Bass, 6 pounds, 7 ounces. That's going to take it over for the day. But, Trey, anytime you get the Fishing Championship Sunday, you know you have had a very good week.
Absolutely, and we're in Florida. So that was the number one goal. Any top 10 in Florida for me is an absolute win. So today we went out. We had a few big bites. We had those 2 right off the bat, and I was like, here we go. But they kind of teased us a little bit. After that, it kind of died down. But, I mean, let's look at this crowd, everybody. I mean, I want to thank you guys for doing what you guys do. I want to thank all my sponsors as well, family. I saw 2 people from back home that came down to see me. So it's a pretty special event, and looking forward to going on.
Well, after this, you got a big event ahead of you. Your very first Bassmaster Classic. How do you feel about that?
A little nervous. That one got me nervous. You know, it's like, okay, that's what I've been waiting my whole life to do. You know, that's the goal. So it's pretty special to be able to say I'm going to at least be able to fish a classic. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
I have a feeling it's not going to be the only one you fish. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. This next one is a big one. Let's get him heading this way. He is a 10-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 10-time FLW Tour winner, an 8-time Bassmaster winner, the 2022 Bassmaster Classic champion from Dry Creek, Oklahoma, Jason Christie. Jason Christie making his 34th Bassmaster Top 10. Started the day with 50 pounds even, and what?
It's all your fault.
It's my fault.
It's all Dave's fault.
Sorry. 3 fish here today. Had 50 pounds even to start the day. 3 fish only need to be 31 pounds, 12 ounces. Unfortunately, a little short, 4 pounds, 5 ounces. And I'm sorry for screwing up your tournament.
That's all right. So what I'm talking about is on the second day and on the third day, Dave invited me on to his Mercer in the morning. And I had good days both of those days. And then today, he chose not to do it, and I caught 3 babies. So, you know, I was very, very lucky to even make the top 10. Every day was crazy. The first day I had 2 little babies with like 20 minutes left. I pull in and catch 2 big ones. The second day I caught them. The third day I went back to the same area, ready to work them over, and I was just flipping a woolly bug. Never had a bite. Stopped at the mouth of the river yesterday with an hour left and caught a 7.5 and a 6.5 to even put me in the top 10. So I had dreams last night about that jig bite yesterday. I mean, when I pitched in there, and you know, I thought that if I had 8 hours to spend on this north end, I would find a wad of them, and I just never did. So I did have 1 jig bite that was pretty cool. It's never happened. I pulled into an isolated clump, pitched my jig in there, and I mean slack jump 4 foot in the air, and I let him have it. And that gator's head was about that wide. Yeah. I mean, I had 65-pound braid, and I mean, I could pull him, but he didn't even know he was hooked. Like, he didn't even fight. I got him about halfway back. I wanted my jig back, and he actually bit it, but it didn't get a hook in him, thank goodness, and he opened his mouth and the jig came out. So,
was that lucky for him or for you?
both of us. Both of us. Yeah, my dad's the kind of guy that you eat whatever you catch, and we'd cut the tail off that thing, but we let him go. So, fortunate to be here. I did see something last night that this tournament put me over $2 million in bass. So I fished FLW in the beginning, made a good chunk there, came to bass, made a couple of million. What I want to say is I am a country boy from the hills that never had any really any aspirations to fish full time. I kind of got forced into it. I love it. But all you young kids out there, I signed a bunch of autographs out there. If I can do it, you can do it. Hopefully I got a few years left. I appreciate the big crowd. Sorry to my cameraman that we didn't catch him today because he had to put up with all of that nonsense yesterday too. So, but we have another tournament. And it's all Dave's fault.
Sorry. Let's hear it for Jason Christie. To the rest of the top 10, you're welcome. Okay? You're welcome. I did that just for you. Let's get this next angler rolling this way. He's a two-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a former Bassmaster Collegiate champion, hot off a top 5 in Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year points from Tennessee. Get loud for Jacob Fouts. Jacob Fouts had 50 pounds and 3 ounces yesterday. One short of his limit here today, 4 fish, but always good to have him here on Championship Sunday. His first Championship Sunday of 2025. What a season he had last year. 9 pounds, 2 ounces puts him in 5th place with 59 pounds and 5 ounces. So a tough final day, but when it's on Championship Sunday, I mean, the goal is always to win, but you are here, and this week has been a win for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't be upset one bit. Never really had a chance to go out and win today anyway, so not upset with it. Really happy with how the week went. Coming into this thing, I really found nothing in practice. Just kind of figured it out during the tournament, which is how it goes for me a lot actually. So like I said, I can't complain a bit. It's been a good week. Got to fish my favorite way in the world. Well, I shouldn't say my favorite way in the world, but a way I've been catching a lot of fish here the last several years, and I got to go over in J&S Canal and fish for big groups of fish that were out suspended on balls of bait. And 2 of the days it didn't work, and I got to come back and swim a jig and catch them that way. So kind of got the best of both worlds. 2 fun ways to catch them. Can't complain, man. Okeechobee's a fun place to fish. Look at this crowd, man. Appreciate you guys for coming out. We appreciate it. Come on, we appreciate it. Just want to give a big thanks to my family and all of my sponsors that support me. Couldn't do without all the support. Man, got a pretty big one coming up here in a couple weeks. Looking forward to that one. So we're going to hit the road and get prepped and ready for the Classic.
Can't wait to see you there. Congrats on a great event and some great momentum heading that way. Our next angler, a 3-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. This is 7th Bassmaster Top 10. He is a former Bassmaster Open winner from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Oh, Bob Downey. Oh, Bob had 51 pounds, 7 ounces to start the day today, and we're still trying to load our Yeti hot seat. Had 51.7 as of this morning. He's got a limit of fish, and a good limit of fish by the looks of things. Put on a show on Bass Live. 51.7 as of this morning. Today, 21 pounds, 11 ounces. Rockets all the way up into 2nd place. Digging deep in that Crush City weigh-in bag. Let me hear it for Bob Downey. $73 pounds and 2 ounces. A great tournament, whatever way you look at it, and got to be pretty happy with the way this one worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. I had an okay practice, winding a swim jig around, found a few different areas that were really key, but it didn't really work out for me on day 1, and switched areas day 2, and got a couple really big bites flipping in that area, and just hunkered in there for the last 3 days of the tournament. And today was just a perfect storm. We've had real stable weather the last 3 days. We had a warm night last night, and we had a nice little warm breeze blowing right into that area. And I got on a couple flurries where it was just big one after big one on every little clump in there. And it was so fun fishing that swim jig. All-terrain tackle, 5/16-ounce swim jig with a Crush City cleanup craw on the back, and winding in about that much water. And when they'd wake behind it and get it, it was so fun. I've done it a lot back home over the years in the springtime. That's a really big deal that we key in on those mud bottom bays. And I felt right at home, even though I'm 1,700 miles from home. So it was super fun out there. Thank you guys for coming. Like we talked about earlier this morning, it's about time for me to hit the road. We're running low on boxers and food, and supplies are low. So it's been a good week. But I just want to give a shout out to my wife for all she does for us back home. And her in-laws. They're with her just about every other day. And I couldn't be on the road without their support. So really looking forward to burning up the miles and getting back home. Thanks, everybody.
Safe travels. Let's get our next angler rolling this way. He is a 3-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He is a 3-time Bassmaster winner, a 2-time Bass Nation National Champion, and an Elite Series champion, all the way from Alabama. Get loud for Will Davis Jr. Was a lot of fun watching Will today on Bass Live. Had 53 pounds and 6 ounces as of this morning, digging deep in that Nitro Live well. Get loud for Will Davis Jr. Bang, bang. Double guns loaded. 53 pounds and 6 ounces, and absolutely put a show on Bass Live. And what a week he has had here this week. Oh, boy. A big bag of fish for Will Davis Jr. 5 fish here today. Had 53 pounds and 6 ounces as of this morning. 5 to add to that, 22 pounds, 15 ounces. He now moves into second place with 76 pounds and 5 ounces. Just 4 pounds, 13 ounces short of the overall lead. Let me hear it for Will Davis Jr. We're going to weigh one of those for Phoenix Boats Big Bass of the Day. Needs to be better than 6 pounds, 7 ounces to take that away from Trey McKinney. 7 pounds, 4 ounces, so that's a brand new Phoenix Boats Big Bass. These are good problems to have when you have 2 of them that might weigh more than that. 6:15, so still leading Phoenix Boats Big Bass with that 7-4. And what a week you've had, man. You had an incredible week. You were part of what I coined the Get Along Gang, the 4 anglers fishing that one area. But you kind of pulled off of it a little bit, fished in that area, but pulled off of kind of where Palaniuk was fishing. Gave him a little space, which, I mean, let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Where do you hear that in other sports? But that adjustment was pretty incredible because you continued to catch fish. I mean, you adjusted and proved that you can catch them anywhere you go.
I don't know about all that, but, man, it's been a phenomenal week. You know, there was 4 of us started on one hole on day 1, and I was like, man, this is too many boats. But we sat there and absolutely had a slugfest back and forth. And the next day it was not as good. But, you know, I found a deal in the river early when it started raining Tuesday and practice, or Monday of practice, and I caught an 8-1 and one almost 9. And I said, this could be the deal. And it was weird because the river is deeper and shallower in some areas as far as like the flats that run out on the contours of the bank. And you had to find the sand and the rock mix in that 3-foot range all the way up to a foot. And you had to find, which would be, you know, some tilapia beds, but most of them would be bass beds. I didn't see a lot of tilapia beds in the river. And it kind of keyed me in yesterday after I left the primary area. I started going through there
and swimming a Davis swim jig and just going through there and looking at my forward-facing sonar, and I'd see one chase it out and run up in there, run back, and then I'd look out beside them about 10 or 15 foot, and there would be giants just sitting out there. And I threw Tim Doobie, my room partner, he gave me a big live bait on day 2, and I threw it out there yesterday, and I've never caught a bass on a glide bait, and I threw it out there, and I twitched it, and here she came. I said, oh, yeah, this ain't nothing to this. Well, after about 15 of them done it, I said, man, y'all can have this. Well, today I fished for that biggest one for an hour, and I caught the buck. As soon as I started on it, I caught him, and then she went right in the bed, and I couldn't see her. I could just see her on the forward-facing sonar, and I kept on flipping, changing baits, and I said, heck, I'm going to whoop out this glide bait one time. I threw it out there and cranked it like twice, and here she came right up to it, and she got right behind it, and I said, twitch, and it just locked up, and it was one of the most unbelievable bites I've ever had. It was awesome feeling. I lost another one today, probably 6 pounds, and, it happens when you're flipping a big weight, but, I caught all my fish this week on a Davis swim jig and a big bite fighting frog, and on a straight mag worm 8-inch with a super hybrid head from a hybrid swing head, from Gamakatsu. And, it's a phenomenal week. My boat, my Nitro Z20 the new Z20 XL run phenomenal. And, that boat is one of the smoothest boats I've ever been in. And, my Powerhouse Lithiums, they're the best batteries I've ever had in my boats. And FX rods, the rod company that I just joined, they're a great rod. They're very sensitive, so you can feel everything that bites it. And, my Bob's jack plate, it's a must-to-have down here. I know some of y'all out there run Bob's, and it's a great hydraulic jack plate. And, Minn Kota, Humminbird, man, it's just a great week, and I appreciate all y'all coming out.
Congrats on a great week. Think you checked all the boxes. Let's get our next angler rolling this way. His 3rd season on the Bassmaster Elite Series, 6 wins in Japan and 4 Angler of the Year titles in Japan. He is a 2-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He is a 2-time Bassmaster Elite Series champion from Japan, Kyoya Fujita. Kyoya Fujita had 55 pounds and 12 ounces. Digging deep in that Skeeter live well. Let's hear it for him. $55.12 as of this morning. And if you watch Bass Live, you saw he had a pretty good day at the office. 55.12, halfway through this weigh and still trying to load our Yeti hot seat. He needs 25 pounds, 6 ounces to take the lead and load the Yeti hot seat. Looking for 25.6. 21 pounds, 8 ounces. Not going to take the lead, but moves within 3 pounds, 14 ounces of it, and he's in 2nd place. Let me hear it for Kyoya Fujita. $77 pounds, 4 ounces. Kyoya in 2nd place. A very good week.
Yeah, very good week. My first time qualify final in Florida. I'm so happy. Yeah, and Florida is so beautiful sea and warmer. Yeah, it's a good place. So there is no place like in Japan. Yeah, I like Florida.
Florida liked you this time. Last time we were here was a very tough tournament for you. What was different this time?
I fished to canal and live shooting. Yeah, scoping. So I like scoping. Yeah. And I use so jig head minnow and so jack out, dog fry, and sakamara shots. So it's I enjoy fishing today and this week.
Well, we enjoyed watching you. A very, very good tournament. And next, the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I like Texas. So last year 12 bands. So I'm win. So I'm excited. I want to win Classic.
I would love to see you win it. Let's hear it for Kyoya Fujita, ladies and gentlemen. Let's roll our next angler this way. He is a former Bassmaster Collegiate Champion. He is a two-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, making his second championship Sunday in a row. Took an Elite Series win in only his third Elite Series event last year and came very close last week to winning another one in Palatka, Florida. He is your current leader in Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year points from Union City, Tennessee, John Garrett. I knew he had something to show. You started the day with 56 pounds and 2 ounces. And we are still trying to load this Yeti hot seat. It is a very, very lonely spot right now. Had 56 pounds and 2 ounces as of this morning. Oh boy, struggling to get that bag out. A very good sign. Needs a big day to take the lead. Looking for 25 pounds even. His second championship Sunday in a row, and he is leading Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year. 5 fish here today. 23 pounds, 5 ounces. 1 pound, 11 ounces short of the overall lead with 79 pounds, 7 ounces. Let me hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for your Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year leader. Get loud for John Garrett. $79 pounds and 7 ounces. Going to weigh one for Phoenix Boats Big Bass. Needs to be better than 7 pounds, 4 ounces to take it over for the day. That one's 7 pounds, 4 ounces. So we have a two-way tie for Phoenix Boats Big Bass between you and Will Davis. We'll see how this all shakes out with the rest of our weigh-in. But you're leading Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year. You're going into the Bassmaster Classic, obviously just in a few weeks' time. Leading Angler of the Year. I would say 2025's been pretty good to you so far.
Life is good right now. Yeah, this Florida swing has been absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, you know, most of the time when I'm in Florida, I take a right-hand turn and I was supposed to turn left. But every decision I made the past 2 weeks have just been the right one. I can't really say I don't know how to explain it, but man, it's been a good 2 weeks. Wife and kid is here somewhere. I don't know where they're at. Just saw them. Yep, there they are. But yeah, they're traveling with me this year, so man, it's just a refreshing fishing season because I'm usually away from home with them, or usually away from them when I'm on the road. But it's nice to have them here, and yeah, it's been awesome.
You're leading Angler of the Year, and do you want to talk about that, or are you one of those anglers who doesn't even want to talk too early in the season?
We could talk. It is early in the season, but we could talk about it. Yeah, I mean, it's only the second tournament, so it's early, but I guess I'll talk about it when I'm leading. Maybe the only time I ever lead AOI, but yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just been great. It's a great feeling being up there. I mean, definitely not safe. Got a long season ahead of us. But really focused, like you said, for the next 2 weeks down the road, the Bassmaster Classic. You know, I fished one a long time ago. This is my first one I fished in a long time. Man, we're looking forward to getting there. Just super excited to get that Classic going.
I can't wait to watch it start, and I can't wait to watch you roll into the arena as Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year leader.
Anything else? Anything you want to talk about? No? Yeah, I'm good.
Let's hear it for John Garrett, ladies and gentlemen. 7 down, 3 more to go. Let's get this one rolling this way. He knows a thing or two about big fish. Caught the Alabama state record bluefin tuna last year, 831 pounds. Well, earlier this week, he caught the biggest bass ever weighed in on Okeechobee on an Elite Series event. 11 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. You guys saw it. He's your Phoenix Boats big bass leader. He is a Bassmaster Classic qualifier from Alabama, David Gaston. A giant 11-8 on day number 2 of this tournament. Ooh. I mean, it's not often you hear that from the crowd, I'll be honest. 60 pounds and 3 ounces as of this morning. 5 fish to add that, 8 pounds and an ounce puts you in 6th place. And he's going to hold them up just to show you that, yes, Okeechobee has all different sizes. Boom, shakalaka, tiny bass. I did the other one earlier this week, but I mean, you're a little spoilt because you caught an 11-8 earlier this week, but even if you hadn't, you probably wouldn't have been happy with today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's no way you can catch an 11-pounder then hook a good one. You're like, oh, it's not that big. That's what you feel like. But, I mean, that was a crazy experience, and to do it in a tournament, I mean, that's wild. So, I mean, that's, this place has got them. I didn't catch them today, but, you know, it does have them. I mean, I didn't prove it, but they're here.
You proved it all week long. I can't blame today, but what happened today?
I mean, I just fished the same area. I had some good quality bites, and I lost them. I mean, it's just fishing, so I knew I was either going to have 7 pounds or, you know, a decent bag, and I had 7 pounds, so I was right with my instincts on it.
You were right with your instincts. Had a great tournament here this week, a great season ahead of you here on the Elite Series, and he caught an 11-8 earlier this week, ladies and gentlemen. And I still feel like I want to see that fish a little more.
Yeah, I think we squandered the moment. We should have held on to it a little bit longer and looked at it some more. I should have got some measurements before I could have got a replica of it, but maybe I can figure something out, though.
All right. Awesome week. Let's hear it for David Gaston, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 more anglers left to go. Let's get them rolling. He is your day 1 leader, 29 pounds and 12 ounces. He is a former Bassmaster kayak champion. He is a Bassmaster Classic qualifier from Millville, New Jersey. GDP, Greg DiPalma. Greg DiPalma had 62 pounds and 14 ounces to start the day today. Congrats on a great week, Greg. 3 fish here today. 4 pounds, 6 ounces. Puts you in 7th place with 67 pounds and 4 ounces. Can't complain. I mean, you told me the morning of the tournament, you said I had a horrible pre-fish, and you kind of joked, so I'll probably catch 30 pounds. We came pretty darn close with 29-12 on day number 1. It's been a great week for you.
Yeah, you know, I have 0 complaints. No matter what, I had 3 solid days on one of the toughest fisheries in the country, so I'm definitely proud of that. I got to experience the guy that's going to probably win this tournament sitting side by side with me. Knowing that 4 of us found the same exact area in itself is pretty special, honestly. Besides that, I want to thank you guys for coming out, because you guys definitely did turn out this year. There's no doubt about that. I want to thank my dad and stepmom, my friends, for coming out. I really appreciate you guys coming and spending your time to come see me. That means the world. You know, besides that, I do have some people I got to thank. You know, Mike and George Acord from Susquehanna Fish and Tackle support me like you cannot believe. These guys will do anything for me, and it totally means the world to me. They overnight me stuff almost every single tournament. I'm like, do I have time? Do I got time? They're like, yeah, you got 15 minutes. Let's get it in. So I get it in. You know, Superior Walls, you guys are awesome. John Rugen, Northeast Precast, thank you so much for letting me live my dream. It means the world. Besides that, I'm excited to see who's next.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to find out here in a minute, but let's congratulate him on a great week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this next guy heading this way. Sometimes it's a competition, and very rarely it is a coronation, and that is the case here today. He's a Bassmaster Century Club member. He is a former Bass Nation National Champion. He is a 13-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 6-time Bassmaster winner, a 2-time Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year from Rathdrum, Idaho, the prodigy, Brandon Palaniuk. Digging deep in that live well. Boom, shakalaka, giant bass. Started the day with 81 pounds and an ounce because of his tremendous first 3 days. He literally did not even need to go fishing today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so rare. 81.1 to start the day. 5 fish to add to that here today. 14 pounds, 3 ounces with 95 pounds and 4 ounces. Brandon Palaniuk has sealed the deal and become a 7-time Bassmaster winner. A 7-time Bassmaster winner. And that 14.3 that you most likely sweat and I mean, maybe lost years of your life for that 14.3 here today. That fish 5.14, not going to take over Phoenix Boats Big Bass. But how does it feel to realize you didn't even need to go bass fishing today? You literally could have stayed on shore and you dominated a 4-day tournament in just 3 days.
That's pretty incredible. The irony in that is that when I won my first AOY in 2017, I didn't even need to show up to that tournament because I think I got 4 or 5 points and I won AOY by 14. And so it's amazing that I had no idea. And it's so crazy how things happen for a reason. Because this morning, me and Greg were parked next to each other, and I'm sure all of you that watch Bass Live saw him lose several big ones. And I'm thinking, I hate that and I love it at the same time. You know, I don't wish bad upon anyone, but I'm like, if he would have caught those, I would have been sweating bullets because I could not get a bite. And then I just kept sticking with it, and I'd pick one off here, one there, lose a big one, and then that 5.14 at the end of the day was icing on the cake because all I wanted to do was bring a big one in for you guys to hold up in front of this amazing crowd at Okeechobee.
Well, you've done that, and now you get to hold something else up. You ready for this? Listen, he had a tough season last year, the first time in his career. That's all behind you. Yeah. 7 wins.
It's amazing. We're not done yet. I'm 15 years into it, and I figure I've got at least that many more, if not more. So, yeah. I feel like we're still just getting started.
All right, well, let's make this official. I'll bring out Lisa Talmadge to do the handoff. The champion power equipment elite on Lake Okeechobee belongs to Brandon Palaniuk. The prodigy prevails on Okeechobee and gets Bassmaster win number 7. Before I bring your family out here, I got to ask you, you cycled through a bunch of baits. How did this happen? I mean, we heard you had a tough pre-fish. Did you really, and could you ever have imagined this when you left the dock on Thursday morning?
I never caught a limit in practice. Not a single day. I found those fish at 4:30 Wednesday night, and I made 2 casts on it. I caught a 2-pounder and a 6-pounder, and I said, this is where I'm going to start. This is the best thing I got. I had no idea it was that amazing.
It was very amazing, and I'm going to bring out your family because they are as well. He doesn't do this by himself. Let's bring out Team Palaniuk. Let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen. Team Palaniuk with a big win, the second stop of the 2025 Progressive Bassmaster Elite Series. And one more time, ladies and gentlemen. The Prodigy prevails and wins Lake Okeechobee, stop number 2 of the progressive Bassmaster Elite Series. The champion power equipment Bassmaster Elite on Lake Okeechobee belongs to Team Palaniuk. Brandon Palaniuk stays around for every championship Sunday to get a picture with our eventual champion. And guess what? There's going to be a lineup to get a picture with you here today. Win number 7. Let me hear it for the Prodigy, Brandon Palaniuk. The Prodigy prevails on Lake Okeechobee. Win number 7. And the champion power equipment Bassmaster Elite at Lake Okeechobee belongs to Brandon Palaniuk. How about that? You want to say anything else? One more time, ladies and gentlemen. He's pretty speechless right now. Win number 7. What an incredible career. Brandon Palaniuk. What a week. Did not even need to fish here on Championship Sunday. Your champion, Brandon Palaniuk, prevails here on Lake Okeechobee. And the champion power equipment, Bassmaster Elite on Lake Okeechobee, belongs to Brandon Palaniuk. 95 pounds and 4 ounces. On behalf of the entire Bassmaster family, we want to